So we love all types of movies, all types of media, but we do definitely lean towards the horror a lot more. Of course, we are always going to be open to watching everything and anything, but the horror one just gets to our heart first. Let's get into South by Southwest, which we will be covering again this year. Very excited to return back to Austin to catch some amazing movies and music as well. But let's talk about the Midnight Selection first. We're going to talk about all the other titles as well, so stay tuned for those videos as we get closer to South by Southwest. But let's start off with the Midnighters, and of course, at the top of our list, and we've been talking about this, Azrael, which is a film that we've been excited for ever since it got announced. We heard Samara Weaving was going to be in it, and once we heard it was premiering at South by Southwest last month, we were immediately like, we cannot miss this movie. We're watching this as soon as we get there. And so you have Samara Weaving starring in this. The writer of this actually wrote You're Next as well, which is one of our favorite films, honestly. What a film. I feel like it gets overlooked a lot, and I think that it is definitely one of those movies that kind of pushed horror and thriller in a different direction at that time, and it very much so is so impactful and still seen today. So I'm excited to see what Azrael is going to bring to the table. So this film basically follows this mute cult who is trying to hunt down this woman that escaped her imprisonment. Apparently they want to sacrifice this woman, and the woman of course is played by Samara Weaving. We don't know much yet of what exactly is going to transpire in this movie, how it's going to feel. It's like a thriller, it's all of that. We just have this photo of Samara Weaving, and honestly, I don't know, this just looks crazy. Of course, Samara Weaving has pretty much set herself as one of the screen queens of today after Ready or Not. Had a little cameo in the new Scream movie, so very excited to see where Samara Weaving goes with this and just how much this movie pushes the envelope, but definitely one of our most anticipated films for South by Southwest. This next film is called Family, and the premise of this is this young girl calls upon something to try and take care of her very ill father, and apparently something comes through that is not anything good at all, and it's going to be very, very terrifying, I can already tell you. And I feel like we're going to be in the feels with this one as well. So this is a movie we don't know much anything else of, but we're very excited for it as well. So the next film is called Hood Witch. This is a French film. So this film basically deals with a woman who makes a living sort of smuggling these exotic animals in order to give a better life for her son, and then an exorcism happens that completely changes everything, and it just turns violent, chaotic. I don't know anything else about it. Like I said, I usually base my movies I want to watch just from the pictures. This got me interested, the name as well, and also just the premise. So very open to seeing how this movie is going to be. But yeah, let me know what you think. This film is called Hunting Days, and basically what you have is this young woman who is taken in by this sort of group of male hunters, and she starts to feel some type of way with them and all of this. It seems that things are going to be good, and then a stranger arrives and everything gets disrupted, and you think something's going to happen, and then something gets introduced that's actually going to happen, and it leaves you questioning what is going to happen. So a lot of questions for sure are going to be arising from this. This is a Canadian film, so definitely just interested to see what this one's going to be. This next one is called It's What's Inside, directed by Greg Jardin. I already watched it at Sundance, and I can tell you I'm kind of feeling like I want to rewatch this again at South by Southwest, but I'm not going to, because there's some other movies I need to watch as well that I haven't watched. But it definitely is a film that I would just love to rewatch again, especially with a crowd. This just got bought up by Netflix back at Sundance, so I definitely would hope that Netflix does the right thing and gives it a theatrical run. Of course, I don't think that's going to happen, how Netflix is, but I hope so, fingers crossed. But if you do get the chance to see this in a big screen with a theater full of people, definitely do so. It is so much fun. It is one of those films that is just going to, I feel, be such a cult movie, and people are going to very, very much so love it. It's basically bringing back the fun to these thrillers and giving it an edge as well, which I don't think we've seen in such a long time. A lot of the movies nowadays, they like to feel more conventional and safe. This one definitely just goes all the way out and presents some very interesting ideas that I think a lot of people are going to be questioning about as well. But yeah, if you get the chance to see this in a big screen with a crowd full of people, and if you're at South by Southwest and get to see it there, I'm very happy for you, because it's such a wild ride. This next film is called Cryptic, and it is a film about a woman looking for a monster hunter, but also realizing that they may actually be linked to the monster as well. I have no idea what exactly we're getting into, but it just sounds interesting to me. This next one is a film called Oddity. It is an Irish film about a blind medium who finds the truth about their sister's death. And all of this is through this weird looking mannequin. I don't know what else to tell you about it. Weird mannequin and just uncovering a secret. You sold me. The next one's called Things Will Be Different. In it, you have these siblings who are trying to escape after pulling off this robbery from the police. They hide in this like farmhouse, and then they're transported to a different time, and then things just get crazy and weird, and they're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. That premise alone sounds interesting. I really like when they mix like crime thrillers with supernatural and horror and all of that. So very, very excited to see how this one's going to turn out. But I'm very happy with this whole list. Some of these movies I don't know much of. Like I told you, we only have a little bit of a short synopsis or whatever, and I've never heard of the directors or the cast or any of that. But I'm always excited to see. I always think that Midnighters are so like overlooked, and you can really miss out on some amazing stuff. Like I said, last year at Sundance, one of the Midnighters was a Talk to Me. I know everybody's heard Talk to Me. And that one almost went over my head, honestly. It looked interesting. It looked promising, but I just wasn't sure about it just yet. And I went to go watch something else that night it premiered, and then just saw the whole buzz and everybody's talking about this movie, Talk to Me. Went to see it the next day at a P&I and was just blown away. So I'm very much so somebody who believes that some of these movies can not offer much at first and not tell you what exactly they're going to be. Because I think the only thing I read for Talk to Me when I went to Sundance on the little pamphlet, it just said that things take a turn during a deadly game. So I wasn't sure exactly what to think about it. And then I just saw the picture of it. It looked interesting, but that buzz just grew so much and I was there. So now I definitely always have those Midnighters first up on my list and just ready to see. So I don't know exactly all of the movies I'll be watching at South by Southwest just yet, but once we're there, we'll definitely let you know and give you our reactions. And if you want to see all those reactions and all those reviews in real time, you got to follow us on Twitter, our website, www.cultureelixir.com, Instagram, all those other places, because things usually end up here after. But if you want like the real-time reactions, it's on Twitter at Culture Elixir. But as always, that's going to do it for us. 30,000 subscribers. We're on the road to that, so make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.